Check, check, check. Check, check, check. All right, there we go. Got it now. Well, good morning across Australia and across the world on New South Wales Rugby TV. This is Division 1 Grand Finals Day in the top flight of amateur rugby in New South Wales. It's New South Wales Suburban Rugby Day, and it's time for our first match, the Judd Cup between Waverley and Woollahra colleagues. It's a battle of the eastern suburbs. There's less than 2 kilometres between these two teams as home ground, divided by Old South Head Road. And already this season we've seen some top flight silverware go east of the Harbour Bridge. East winning the Shute Shield last weekend. And colleagues with the Sutherland Cup last night defeating Waverley, and I believe that score was 20-5. So teams have made their way into the change rooms, and we await kickoff in our opening contest of the ultimate day in 4 and 20 New South Wales Suburban Rugby on New South Wales Rugby TV. Once again, a big thank you to our naming rights partner, 4 and 20, The Great Australian Taste. Of course, if you want to find out more about subbies, visit us on rugby.net.au. So plenty of action today on New South Wales Rugby TV on the final day of club rugby in Sydney for the season 2024. We start with this 4th grade Judd Cup Grand Final between Waverley and colleagues. 2 by 25 minutes, and of course, provision for extra time if needed. For all our games today, at 10:15 local time, 3rd grade, the Whitten Cup Grand Final. It's East meets West. It's Waverley and Blue Mountains. 11:40, the Colts, the Barber Cup. It's a battle of the East once again, but this time different sides of the Parramatta River. It's Mosman and Hunters Hill. 1:20, 2nd grade Burke Cup Grand Final. Hunters Hill taking on colleagues. And 3 p.m, our main event this afternoon, the Kent World Cup Grand Final, the 100th Kent World Cup to be awarded. Will it be going back to the Nepean River and the Blue Mountains, or will it go east to Waverley? It's East meets West, and you're joining us from Concord Oval, where the East meets West, on a sunny Saturday morning. Supposed to be fine weather today, up to 24 degrees maximum. Potential for rain later in the afternoon. That looks to have subsided. The Bureau saying 25 max now around here. Slight wind at the moment. Could get up a bit later on. We saw last week that can create a bit of havoc. So Anthony Deep with you for the reserve grade games. 4th grade, 3rd grade and 2nd grade. Hamish Bayliss and John Morrison will be with you for Colts and Ones later in the afternoon. So the former home of the New South Wales Waratahs and the former Sydney base for the Wallabies. Looks a bit different. Had, well, more than a coat of paint, obviously. It's a brand new facility just about, Concord Oval. Got to be said, though, not a happy hunting ground in terms of the 13-a-side code if you watched the Spoon Bowl last night. Not sure if we'll get a mad Saturday celebration here or not. Not much to celebrate. And probably worth mentioning, keep an eye out for colleagues number 23 today, Andrew Fafita, premiership winner with Cronulla Sutherland, but actually started his senior career at the West Tigers, whose centre of excellence we are occupying and flying the flag for the 15-a-side code. Running out first, it'll be the sky blue jersey, the Blue Giants. Woollahra, make some noise for your colleagues. And I've got to say, it's an even louder roar this side of halfway, because here come Waverley in the royal blue and gold. It's an Eastern Suburbs derby. The 4th time these two teams have met. Waverley have the wood 3-0. They are undefeated this season. Well, at least undefeated for now. We saw them end Mosman's run last year in the grand final. Is turnabout fair play? Or will Waverley go even better, go immaculate in 2024? Your referee is Wayne Cusack, and the assistant referees are Kent O'Hara and Phil Rogers. It's 9 a.m. local It's time to get underway for Division 1 Grand Finals Day. It's the Judd Cup 4th grade.
Kevin.
It's Wallara versus Waverley.
You good? Yep.
And off we go.
Went back, play on.
Knocked back and then off the shin. And knocked on, in fact. Shaky start for Waverley.
Okay, here's Mike.
Wallara colleagues are going to have an early crack here.
That early, boys. You gotta love it. Yeah, Rose in.
That is the Rugby League 30-metre line you are seeing on your screen. Concord Oval, multi-code facility.
Keep that space. I'll stand here and I'll step out, okay?
Hopefully won't have too many players getting mixed up throughout the course of the afternoon.
Set.
Archie Cropley to feed, and it's just about steady. He's got to dig that one out and does eventually. Fafita standing off. He knows his way to a grand final win in the blue jersey, but around the side goes Watson out to the wing and over the sideline. Right on the 4 and 22 metre zone. And Waverley will respond in kind.
He's right. You need to step in for me, okay? Just throw out. Okay, there you go. You're there? Yep.
Mark O'Neill throws in but gets it wrong. And Kevin Prendergast, the captain, I believe, brings it down. And once again, Wallara colleagues right back on the attack. Tom Hennessy for feeder. Looks for the offload. Gets the offload to Webb. Already injecting himself into this game. This Judd Cup Grand Final. Cropley at 9 for feeder. 10 away, offloads, knocked on by the receiver, and it's another Waverley scrum. Well, the tagline subbies have been using for this final series has been Subbies Rugby Serious Fun. And you can see less than 2.5 minutes in, it may be serious fun, but the key word is serious.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Eventually fed. Strong drive, but not making too much forward progress, kicking out of their own 4 and 22 metre zone. Hanafi off the legs. Big cutout ball for feeder. Gets back on side eventually. And is legal. Watson outside to Ricky Webb and outside again. 30 away now. Right back on the attack. All the game so far has been this southern end. This northern end, rather. Cutout ball finds turf. Has to be careful. Gets bold leg stump. And it's knocked on, in fact. Medway doesn't get there in time, and already
Leave it.
Tension's running high.
Hey. 14. Hey. Whistle's gone. Just leave it, okay?
And that's Andrew Fafita down in back play on his haunches. Referee stops the clock. Just recapping last night, the Sutherland Cup Grand Final, 5th grade of Division 1, was won by colleagues at David Phillips Field in Daceyville over Waverley, 20 points to 5. Gee, you reckon that's going to play into some of the feeling today between these two clubs? So Fafita back on his feet.
Here's Mike.
I don't mean to focus on him too much above anyone else, but opening 4 minutes, he has been in just about everything for Wallara colleagues. The Blue Giants looking for Judd Cup number 9. Waverley looking for Judd Cup number 13. The most successful clubs in subbies. Colleagues 85 premierships, including their one last night. First of any club Waverley in second, but only on 52, going for 53. Finally, some action at the southern end of Concord Oval. And now, colleagues have to clear their line with a beautiful spiral straight to David Tricklone, the captain for Waves. Now trying to come up with a counter-attack, but it's thrown forward by Gillespie. Well, wouldn't say exactly sweltering, given the conditions we've had our last few weeks of rugby at Concord Oval. But already, maybe a few slippery hands on these Gilberts. Bit of sweat and just flying out too soon. 5.5 gone. Wallara colleagues 0, Waverley 0.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Set command given. Ball comes in from Cropley. Again, has to dig that ball out from the second row. Fafita offloads, knocked backwards, kicked ahead by Richard Pringle. Bit of contact in back play. Finally recovered by Connor Hannafy. Back on the counter-attack, touched in flight. Only clears it as far as Gillespie on the 10 metres line, that red 10 metres line. I'm sorry to keep having a harp on about the lines here, but if you're not used to them, it can be quite disorienting. Just ask the fullbacks. 43 away now, Waverley. On the attack, trying to shove thy neighbour early on. Hartley outside now with Pringle again in the 14, cutting towards, and in fact, right over the 4 and 22 metre line. Mark O'Neill gives it out to Gillespie again. That's the 20 metre line. Player down in back play for colleagues. They're defending with 14. Fafita, high tackle. He hasn't heard about the law trials, apparently. And there's a massive overlap, but they go inside themselves, Chris Richardson. Now wrapping around the side. Waverley on the attack once more. And over. Opening score and opening 4 and 20 meat pie of the afternoon goes to the Royal Blue and Gold. Advantage Waverley, 5-0, kick to come. It was one-way traffic in the opening 5 or so minutes of this game. Colleagues moving forward, but unable to break through the line of Waverley. First time of asking. Well, Waves say, anything you can do, we can do better, and cross the stripe. It's a 4 and 20 meat pie to open us up here at Concord Oval and get us off the mark.
Yep, you're on it. That's it. Yeah, thanks, Kenny.
Emmanuel Cadeau credited with a 4 and 20 meat pie. Let's see how respectful the colleagues sideline are on this first conversion. Should note that's the Waverley supporters supporting their team at this Northern Hill. Captain Tricklone steps in. Not good enough. Waverley 5, Wallara colleagues 0.
It is. It was low range. It was low range, okay, so.
Well, class is now in session. Referee Cusack just reminding Andrew of the rules of union under this current trial. Simon Craig, 35 away from their own line now. Waverley trying to extend this lead. Kicked from well inside the halfway, bouncing towards the sideline, but doesn't take a sharp enough turn. Watson from his own 4 and 22 metre line, gaining ground allowed, and finds touchline right on halfway. Well, we're back to square one, basically. Good set after points, essentially. Despite it being essentially one carry only.
Count your numbers, Blue. Yeah, you're right.
Brought down by San Martin. Slight manoeuvre over the gain line. Waverley trying to extend this lead early and continue their unbeaten season and go perfect in 2024's Judd Cup, named after Harold Judd from North Cronulla and first awarded back in 1961. First winners Coogee. So a pedigree for success in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. Some might say it's southern Sydney, but that's up for debate. Shea Boggin. Simon Craig again in the red headgear, hard to miss. About 25 away from goal now, Waverley. Ruck is essentially collapsed, but play continues off Hashimoto. Hartley, Rory Hartley. Counter ruck is strong, but not in time. Treglone again to Gillespie. Has support, doesn't give it, looks inside and holds it back from Cadeau. Looking for a second 4 and 20 meat pie. Must be hungry. It's early morning. Maybe didn't have breakfast. Slow to come again in the breakdown. Shea Boggin once more right in front of the sticks and about 15 or maybe even less away from the goal line. Ball out to Vicente San Martin.
Release! Release! Release!
Penalty advantage and instantly broken down. Well, we could hear referee Cusack from up here. San Martin goes again. 5 metre line, offside. That's 2 in a row. They have to be careful now. Down 5 points. You don't want to be down 1 man. And they're going to have a crack at goal here to put this beyond 1 score. A smart team indeed, and that's probably the reason they have a chance to go 16-0 today. Kick will be about 15 in.
No water.
And one of these other new rules that they've brought in recently about water carriers slowing the game up.
Guys, no, you're on the try line. Boys, on the try line. Penalty was down here. You're back 10 from the penalty. Guys, try line. Boys, try line. Mark's here. He's taking it back.
Well, referee Cusack may need a Strepsil. Other brands are available. After a full season, you would expect the players know the laws. But so far, having to do a lot of teaching out there. It is only 4th grade, as they say. Treglone. This one waved away as well and goes dead in goal. And that is always a 22-metre restart.
This one. It's a white, okay? It's got 22 written on it.
Yep. 4 and 22 metres line has 22 written on it. Put that in the quote book. Early start here. Boggin from inside 50, looking for touch, but it's going to find the grass and then run over the goal line. But it's only a goal line dropout. The ball remained in the playing field as opposed to the field of play. But did not go touching goal or dead, which would have been the scrum option or 22 dropout.
When you're ready.
Goal line dropout. It looks not bad. And it's fielded by Rory Hartley. Big cutout ball swinging around Treglone. Outside to Boggin again. Wrapped up on top of the arm and it's high.
That went forward. High. Got to get him down, okay? You're in his net.
Reminder for those who maybe haven't been keeping up with the trial this year. The sternum is now the threshold. Referees want to see a drop in body height. And Treglone, the captain, says we'll have another crack, sir. He's none from 2. His 3rd time the charm.
Yep.
It'll be 30 out and about 12 and a half maybe in from touch.
Wait, back on the, wait, white line.
Well, someone must have called Chewy on his boot there. Just a quick check of the studs. Difficult kick, certainly not a gimme. Certainly not what we've seen so far from him. Let's take this lead to 8-0 after 15 and a half. This time it's better. And it's good. That penalty goal puts them ahead. Waverley 8, Colleagues 0. 15, 16 minutes gone unofficially in our first 25.
Time you run, Blue.
Fielded in the 22, and Waves will clear their lines.
Play line.
Only about 32 away from their own line, though. So, well, out of their own quarter, but not
There's my middle.
by much.
Yep.
Waverley's
In,
third straight Judd Cup Grand Final. Lost the first one, won last year. And at the moment, heading for 2 wins out of 3 attempts to go back-to-back potentially outside to Salford. And it's put down by Connor Hannafy on the wing.
Dave. Dave. Gone forward and gone out. Option scrum or line out. Scrum.
And they'll take the option of the scrum. Waverley play it down. Trying to see who it is. Has he left an earring in? That'd be interesting. Bit of cloud cover now. That'll come as some reprieve to the players, and it was Ben Muley down.
Gone forward and gone out. We're going to have a scrum here.
So Waverley choose the scrum option. They've already got one wrong this morning from the sideline. Think better of it. We'll settle just for the scrum. Shinosuke Hashimoto to feed.
Bind. Set.
A lot of movement, and it's wheeled immediately. So they'll try again, Waverley, as we tick towards the final 5 minutes unofficially. The time you are seeing at home is elapsed time only, does not account for the injury time that we play in all final series matches, and particularly the grand finals. Of course, if we are tied at the end of regular time, 2 minutes or 2 10-minute periods rather. Otherwise, we split the trophy right down the middle. Taken back into the 4 and 22 metre, doesn't have the safety of touch. Put down, knocked back, says the referee. Watson might have got away with one there. Hannafy ankle tap, brought down just short of halfway.
No. Too high, you just clocked him out.
Too high, and away they go. Webb, well, that's within 10. Was the tap legal? Referee's just going to call him back and say, no, let's try that again. I think it's safe to say, I don't know how much of that our microphone's picked up, but I think it's safe to say Waverley not exactly rolling out the red carpet for Andrew Fafita. And they're not going to roll the red carpet out Waverley either, but they've knocked it right back in to Jock Windsor, and right back on the attack go the Blue Giants. Colleagues with a chance to respond. Can't take the lead, but can certainly close the gap. Hennessy avoids the shooter out of the line. Tackle and release, says the referee. 4 and 22 metre line has been crossed. And Colleagues, for the first time in about 15 minutes, on the attack and pressuring the Waverley defensive line. Tick just under 5 remaining. Crawling over this ad line. Short ball to Prendergast, the captain, driven backwards, but does well to keep the ball on the right side of that ruck. Pick and go seems to be the option. Ball out the back. Referee keeping a keen eye on this one. Still with it. Wallara trying to close the gap to their eastern neighbours, Waverley. Attacking set starting to stagnate a bit until that carry. Right back over the breakdown. Kept in well there by Cropley. Outside to Reece Sawford. Out the back. No. Eventually comes out Cropley. Spins it reverse pass to Prendergast. Things getting feisty around the perimeter, the periphery rather, of this breakdown. Close quarters, right up against each other here. Now they try and go through the backs, but it goes straight to the number 8, Jock Medway. They lose meters, but Cropley with a good run, needs support, gets it quickly enough. There's a penalty advantage, that one. In from the side, I think, has been signalled by referee Cusack. Still moving, that's the Rugby League 10 metres line there. Fafita standing off, but Hennessy goes himself, turns it inside to Will Harris. Towards the goalpost, 2 metres short, maybe. Blue Giants right on the door. Brought down short again. Clocking up the phases for Fafita, big cutout ball. Thought that might have gone forward. They had the advantage anyway. Crawling towards the line was Windsor. Trying to go, and I think they're going to give it. They are. Wallara find the reply, and the Colleagues, it's now 5 points to 8 with a kick to come. They capitalise on the sustained pressure, and that all comes back to that knock-on, or that knock-back rather, to keep the ball from going out for a penalty. Perhaps would have reconsidered, given what we've just seen.
11.
Well, Manuel Cadeau being called in the principal's office here. What's gone on?
Just warning. I think that tackle over there was just slightly in the air. Just make sure the guy's on the ground. Okay? Yeah?
So that spot fire quickly put out. This kick will be about 8 in from touch. And about a Gilbert and a half outside of the 4 and 22 metre line. It'll be Hennessy to kick Colleagues within 1. Steps in, keeps it low. Doesn't have the accuracy. No goal with about a minute left in this first half. Waverley 8, Wallara Colleagues 5.
We're good. I just got him in the air on the tackle. Nothing's in the picture.
So Colleagues, assuming they field this kickoff, may have a right of reply here. Finds Sawford on the full. Well carried towards that red 10 metres line, brought down 1.5 meters short.
Play advantage.
The referee was instructing Waverley to get out of that one. Starting to fall apart a little bit, Waverley. They need to get to the orange slices quick, smart, and preferably without conceding any further points. You cannot give a team like the Blue Giants a sniff. They know how to win grand finals and premierships. And thankfully, a late gust of wind kept that out of my head. Close proximity, great facility here. Maybe a bit too close at some points to the action, but Harris throws in, and it's stolen by Waverley, who have a chance to extend the lead before half-time. 25 and a half elapsed of our first 25. We are in injury time now. We reckon there's about 45 seconds to a minute remaining,
He's moving.
including those stoppages. Cut out ball, Treglone out the back. Big backline move was on there, but Gillespie hammered by his opposite number. Treglone inside to Ed Birrell. No release from Waverley. Well.
That's up. It's half time if you want it.
Half time if you want it. I don't think they will.
It's half time.
They have Tian Swanpole in their side as well. He kicked one from 60-odd here. Well, surely you've got to have a crack here. Kick for the sideline. You can play on now. That rule has changed, but they only make about 7-8 metres from the kick.
Yep, you're good. So there's the middle there.
So again, the old rule was that if you kicked for touch from a penalty, as soon as you kick that ball, it's a live ball. If it goes into touch, well, too bad, so sad. Period ends. Knocked on by colleagues, and Waverley just trying to get to the sideline, or do they want to keep this going? Not looking for the sideline. Offside, advantage being played for the Royal Blue and Gold. Breaking through the line is Birrell, who's injected himself into the game in the last 5 minutes. Injects himself into the 22 and over the sideline, and that will take us to half-time. Our first game, our Eastern Suburbs derby at half-time. Waverley 8, lead colleagues 5. So,
Where's the other guy?
Waverley coach Tahu Fadawira and Woollahra colleagues coach Will Harris have given essentially their final instructions for the season to these two clubs. Major semi-final 2 weeks ago, Waverley 23 defeated Colleagues 15. In round 13, it was Waverley 26 defeated Colleagues 7. And in round 6, Waverley 5 defeated Colleagues 0. Both teams upping the ante. And Colleagues, well, game upon game, have found more points. Will it be enough, or is it the perfect season for Waverley? Hold on to your hats, Eastern Suburbs. This one's going to go down to the wire.
Kev. You good?
And here we go, second half of our first grand final of the afternoon, or morning even. And someone's playing silly buggers with the scoreboard here. That's not going to get confusing at all, as Colleagues have it. Someone's been scoring at half-time by the look of it. Didn't know you could.
Release! Release gold!
And again, no release from Waverley. It's a penalty. Only about 23, 24 away from their own line. And by my count, still 3 points behind their eastern neighbours. Haven't found touch again. Waverley keep it in, almost mangle it again, but it goes to Trelone from inside 50, looking for a 4 and 50. 22, he's got it! What a way to start off your day. Gee, someone's kicked 3 field goals apparently for Colleagues at the halftime break. Okay. Well, we'll ignore that. The score we have, Waverley 8, Colleagues 5. And Waverley on the attack.
50-22, so goal ball. Count your numbers, Blue.
William Harris to throw in. Eventually, finally retain their own line. Our referee almost went to blow something there. Thinks better of it. Emmanuel Cadeau's got himself a 4 and 20 meat pie. Gives it out to Shea Boggin. And right on the attack.
Just take a step for me.
Trelone again. Hands off. Colleagues player left in the dust. He has not moved. Referee, I don't know if he's seen it yet. Colleagues defending, one player down. Starting to rise, but so are Waverley. Strong carry, no arms tackle there. And Waverley looking to extend this lead even further. Shows and goes, brought down. No, he's not. Leg pulled. Finally goes to ground. Trelone standing off again. Waverley player down as well. Outside to Shea Boggin. Everyone back on their feet here, but it's knocked on. But there was a penalty advantage.
No arms in the tackle, guys. I think it was 10.
And Tom Hennessy, the one at fault. I think that's just time off for the player down on his haunches over the sideline, the touch line.
I'm sorry. What's call? Scrum, guys. Sorry, I didn't get it.
So they'll pack a scrum, try and get the shove on, drive this one over the line. The northern end of Concord Oval, the rec centre end.
Can you just watch that side and then go to try line? Crouch! Bind!
Shinosuke Hashimoto to feed once more. It will reset.
On both sides, you need to keep that space on the bind, okay? Yeah. So on the bind, I just need your ear to ear, not shoulder on shoulder, okay? Yes. Okay. Thank you for explaining it. Crouch! Bind! Hold it, boys, hold it. Set.
Hashimoto feeds.
Playing advantage.
There's an advantage here as well, and colleagues have to avoid a penalty try situation. Too many of those. O'Donnell runs into and over for Feeder. Goalpost is squint. Big cutout ball. Looked for it. Has it been touched? I think it has been. Is it a penalty or penalty try? It's a penalty. We're going back for the scrum penalty. Good work by referee Cusack. Kept his arm at a 45-degree angle to avoid any doubt. Scrum collapse, and this is going to be interesting. Will they go again?
Yeah, you folded in, went straight. Scrum.
And that's exactly what Waves are going to do. Well, the intensity has gone up a level here. 5 gone in the second half. No change to our halftime score. Waves 8, Wallara Colleagues 5. It's another scrum and another chance for this big Waverley forward pack to drive over.
Crouch. Bind. Set. And hold.
Strong drive, holding steady for the time being, still making meters. Referee keeps his arm down. Treglone, the captain, brought down, got to roll away. Referee wants them to roll. They do eventually. Rory Hartley towards the sticks. Big overlap here. Not quite 747 size for those who caught last year's grand finals, but approaching it. Mark O'Neill. Solid carry, trying to roll over the gain line. Strong carry towards the line. Hand over it! Try time, Waverley. Chris Richardson. And they love it behind the goals at the northern end. Let's make sure I get this one right. Waverley 13, Colleagues 5, kick to come. Colleagues are going to need to find a reply and find it quickly. They look like they were building momentum towards the end of that first half.
In line with me.
That's already been arrested and, in fact, flipped on its head. Treglone to kick him 10 points clear, which would still, in fairness, give us a lot of permutations that see us play extra time. $21 in from touch, 15 away from the goal. Kicks it, it's convincing enough. Waverley 15, Wallara Colleagues 5 in the Judd Cup Grand Final. Colleagues are going to need to find something. And Waverley have to be squeaky clean and consolidate this lead.
Out of that.
Passed, carried back rather into the 4 and 22. Doesn't have the safety of touch. Knocked backwards by Michael Walker, just about inside the touchline. Counter ruck is strong from Waverley. The ball dug out by Colleagues, very well carried up by Medway to steady the ship. Ross Alston on in the 16 as a reserve for the Blue Giants. Callum Sawyer moving up over the gain line towards halfway. Can Wallara Colleagues find something for Feeder? Wrap around to Webb. It's been a dangerous combination. Still with it, the Colleagues. Sorry, I was trying to keep an eye in back play because Fafita was tangled up. with Shea Boggin. Thought there might have been a handbag or two in there, but I think both players kept it well. And they've called him held in the tackle. It's a penalty, Waverley. Well, dearie me, they can ill afford that, colleagues. Waverley going to have a chance to get out of their own half here.
Okay, I didn't get it, okay, so.
Touchdown just beyond halfway. Once again, Waverley in attacking territory. Looking for their 33rd premiership in Division 1 in all grades. Stolen at the back by colleagues, but knocked back right in the hands of Rory Hartley again. Waverley on the front foot. Hashimoto out the back. That's a high tackle, and this could be problematic here. And he's put his hands up. I'm innocent, sir. And there goes Andrew Fafita interjecting himself again.
Take him back.
And it's all getting a bit silly now with the frustration.
Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
Well, I'm not sure how many yellow cards Andrew Fafita would have seen in his time. Maybe he wants to experience that feeling because he's still well too close to Waverley's players. And for someone who has a lot of grand final and big match experience, maybe a bit of, don't want to say it, but stupidity there.
Penalty only, wasn't overly vicious. And then did a push and shove, which I'll just have a word to. Okay? Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, hey, whoa. Okay, so I've got you running in. There's just a warning. Just, you don't need to come in, okay? I got it, okay? That's it. So we're just going to the high tackle. That's it. Okay.
Well, not endearing himself to the Waverley faithful, but staying on the field for the time being.
Yep, we're on the clock.
So clock back on.
16 and a half. Yeah.
Treglone going to have a long-range kick here. From 38 and a half. I don't know who's braver. Mr. Fafita standing right on the dead ball line at the Waverley end of the ground, or the fans riling the big fella up. Treglone to kick him to 13 points clear. Unlucky for some. How will it be for Waverley? Looks long enough, it looks straight enough, and it's straight between the posts. And it's Waverley 18, Willara Colleagues 5. Just about the halfway mark of this second half. Kick-off, looking for the sideline, but they find Ben Muley instead.
Whoa! Thank you. Release 17. He's on his knees, release. Take him back.
Cleared away from their own 22, taken back into it. Well held on to by Michael Walker outside. Here he is, the man in the thick of it all. And here goes Andrew Fafita over halfway, over the 10-metre line. And I'm sure he would love to have that one back.
Option. Drummer.
It's a forward pass just to rub salt in the wounds as well.
Scrum.
Certainly don't want to write him off. We've seen what he can do at the back end of a grand final for those who witnessed his 2016 premiership with the Cronulla Sutherland side.
11 minutes, guys. Okay.
Referee says 11 minutes, which matches our unofficial time that we're trying to keep up here. Again, what you're seeing at home is a lapse time from the start of the half.
I need the space, okay? Yeah. Okay, I need you to keep space on the bind, okay? Yeah. Go work at it for me, guys, okay? I need that space. Get low, boys, get low, get not too low. Crouch! Bind! Set!
So fed by the 2024 Bruce Graham Shield Division 1 club champions, and the scrum breaks down. How's the referee going to rule this?
Eight's knocked on at the back, so it's going to be blue ball. Okay?
It's a knock on at the base of the scrum. And with a 13-point deficit, colleagues have to go greater than a point a minute, according to our unofficial clock. It has to start now. Plenty of meetings between these two sides. In fact, one last week in a prelim that was 17 all at full time, with the higher ranked team progressing. Are we destined for extra time? It's pretty rare in the Judd. Bounces for Feeder, trying to get his clean set of heels, but can't. He's stifled to Cropley, who throws an intercept for Feeder with a strip, and that's a massive play. It's a knock-on by Waverley. There will be a Wallara colleagues advantage. Grubber kick through, recovered just about, or has that been knocked on? And the referee says you've gained a territorial advantage. That one breaks down. Scrum Waverley. Probably just worth mentioning again for the first time, and we'll have to repeat this a few times, I suspect, throughout the day. Referee's audio live and uncensored, so if you hear any untoward language, our apologies, but part and parcel of subbies. A lot of testosterone and pent-up aggression. If that's how they have to get rid of it, so be it, as long as they keep it clean on the field physically.
Bind! Set!
Cleared away from inside the 4 and 22 metre zone, fielded and thrown in quickly by Hanafi. Outside to Watson. Watson has Gosper, rather Walker outside him, doesn't give it, has to get over the ball, well sealed off and completely legally, I might add, by colleagues. Counter ruck is strong by Waverley, scrambling to get to the ball. Fafita gets back to his feet just in the nick of time. Waverley all over the Blue Giants and shut the gate. Brian O'Donnell should put this one well beyond doubt now. Waverley, you can just about pop the champagne. It's Waverley 23, Wallara colleagues 5, kick to come. I take absolutely no joy in calling an intercept like that. Those hurt, and they hurt even worse in a grand final. But Brian O'Donnell, Johnny on the spot. It's another masterclass from a BOD in the centres.
Wait.
Just took to about 7 minutes remaining. Conversions kicked by Treglone, the captain, who may be the captain of Waverley's 13th Judd Cup Premiership side.
Kevin, 6.5.
6.5 minutes to make up 20 points I think you'd have a better chance climbing Everest in that period of time, to be honest with you. Waverley have it from their kickoff. 28 away, 27 away from their own line. How's the ref going to see that? Knock on Waverley. Colleagues, I said it before and I'll say it again, they have to go and they have to go now.
There's a mark. Half back. 6.5 or 6 minutes or 5.5.
The Waverley fans here, the supporters, really beginning to feel it, and who could blame them?
I'll start here and then I'll sit out.
Do colleagues have something magical and special and completely unforeseen up their sleeve? Probability says no, and it goes from bad to worse for the Woollahra colleagues. It's a free kick. It's a short arm penalty from a colleague scrum. Waverley have Gilbert in their hand and the advantage and the overlap. It's 4-on-1, and they've done well to almost shut it down. Advantage is over. Through goes Boggin, kicks through. Tried to shadow it over, did Watson. Now has to scramble, and the Blue Giants on their own back fence. Carried up by Billy Gosper. And I don't think it's discourteous to Waverley to say that colleagues are not used to this position in a grand final. They've won plenty of them. But Waverley might be 30-odd premierships behind overall, but are playing like a team that are destined for success. Penalty, side entry for colleagues. And again, apologies for the language we play on here.
Not back 10, guys.
10-metre infringement.
Talk to your touchy. Look at the touchy.
Starting to get silly now. The frustration really coming to light. Reece Sawford, another strong carry. One of the best on ground for the Woollahra side, it's got to be said. Put his head down plenty for feeder. Chopped down, pops it up off the ground. Illegal in the 13-a-side code, but certainly not in this one. And they've coughed it up again in Waverley.
Leave it.
They're just reminding him to look at the scoreboard here at Concord Oval. And David Treglone will take another shot for 3 here. But Harrison Chung on his knee, about 10 metres behind this kick. Frantic call for a physio. Looks to be in some discomfort, but not really in danger by the look of it. Substitutions being prepared on the near sideline, just in front of our commentary position. But for Treglone, it's a 26-metre kick. Right in front of the left upright. Straight down the middle, and Waverley continue to add salt into the wounds. Waverley 28, Woollahra colleagues 5. 2.5 or so remaining. So Waverley's 4s looking to get revenge. They pretty much have got revenge as that ball's in touch. For last night's Sutherland Cup defeat, and it was relatively heavy, 20 points to 5.
Here's the middle.
And it looks like, and you could almost bet your house on it, Waverley are going to have an undefeated 4th grade season in 2024. Colleagues now playing for pride. Ricky Webb, another player who's been actively involved. No release, says the referee. Penalty arm goes out, advantage being played. Kicking through, there's no winger chasing there as far as I can see. touch is found. And the advantage, there's been a territorial advantage gained. Referee says that's enough for me. Probably could have said that was a tactical kick and no one would argue. Waverley will go 4-0 against their eastern neighbours in the 2024 Judd Cup season. And add yet another trophy to their cabinet to go to 53 total. Cameraman in a bit of strife here. No, the ball drops short into touch. It will be Judd Cup number 13, and it will be their 19th fourth grade premiership. 12 Judd Cups, including last year. They go back to back. They've also got 5 Richardson Cups and a Nicholson Cup as well. The colleagues are going to have to wait to increase their premiership tally this afternoon. Big overlap. Outside to Watson. Has support. Gives it. Is that a deliberate knockdown? Just accidental, says the referee. We have approximately 6 seconds left, including injury time.
Deliberate?
Well, Kentahara AR might be ruling this deliberate.
13.
Well,
13.
Shea Boggan's going to get an early shower. It's a yellow card with seconds remaining. Fafita pops it off the ground. Colleagues looking for a consolation try and not much else. Turned over, illegally so. Penalty, Wallara colleagues. Blue Giants for Feeder. Did he tap that? Is that going to be the final play of our grand final? Or are we going to retake the tap? Well,
come on.
Well, there's no siren in use at Concord Oval today. Not sure you'll need it because as soon as the full-time whistle blows, you're going to hear a large sound from the northern end. But it's going to be ever so slightly delayed because it's a try to Wallara colleagues. They're going to finish with a 4 and 20 meat pie.
Kev? Yeah, it's time. You got the kick, but that's
it's a consolation try. It's Wallara colleagues 10, Waverley 28. And unless there's been a rule change in the off-season, it won't be enough. Peter Gillespie yellow-carded for Waverley there.
Yeah.
And out comes... Well, he's got short legs. We could be here a while. Bring on the tee. If that's a Cronulla Sutherland Indigenous top, I think. So I assume it'll be Fafita's kid or a relative of some description. It'll be all she wrote. It's been a season to savour for Waves. The Royal Blue and Gold. To bring it within 16 points with no time remaining. Kick comes in. It's not going to make the distance. 13. It's unlucky for some, but it's heaven for Waverley. Judd Cup 13 heading out to Waverley Oval. A dominant performance, an undefeated season. They are absolutely perfect. Royal Blue and Golden. What a performance today and what a performance for this season. Full time in the 2024 Judd Cup Grand Final. Waverley, the 64th premiers of the Judd Cup. They defeat Wallara colleagues 28 points to 10. Official presentation coming up right after this.
Thanks, guys. That was good. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, mate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Thanks, Kenny. Thank you. You need... Okay, yep. Thank you. Hey, that was very well done. Thank you. I'll get that one. Sure. I didn't want to lose it. Because once you get it, it's hard to get back. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. We got much to talk about? Oh, okay. Is Michael near this?
Two. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Division 1 Grand Final Day. You've just witnessed the Judd Cup Premiership being won by Waverley. I'd like to introduce you to Dan Moore, who will be presenting our trophies today. Dan is a Subbies Life member and he's the patron of the union. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the match officials, our assistant referees, Kenta Hara and Philip Rogers, and the referee, Wayne Hans Cusack. So if you could come forward, we'd like to present you with your memento of the game. Oh, mate. Well done, mate. Okay. So now we'll get on with the presentation. If I could, first of all, ask the colleagues' captain, Kevin Pendergast, to come up and say a few words on behalf of his team. Bad luck,
mate. First of all, well done to Waverley, undefeated all season, so absolutely well deserved. To our lads, coaches, players, lads behind the scenes, Artie, physios, thanks very much for the whole season, showing up every Saturday and some Thursdays. It was a really good season. We deserved to be in this final and we were just unlucky, a few key moments, but well done to Waverley again. Absolutely class side, undefeated all season, so well done.
Thank you, Kevin. Now I'd like to invite David Treglown up, the Waverley captain. Firstly, we'll get David to say a few words, then we'll present the Judd Cup.
Thank you. First of all, thanks to colleagues. It's been a bit of a battle against you guys all season, and it's been a pleasure to play against you boys. Lads, firstly, so proud of you. Yeah, we've been pretty much the same team all year, and we've really benefited from that. And it's been bloody good fun playing with you lads, and richly, richly deserved. Undefeated, baby.
Dad's going to present it over there. Congratulations to Waverley, the Judd Cup Premiers for 2024. So we got 10 minutes and we'll get underway with the Widden Cup.